What's up everyone, I'm Rohr, and this is your Pit Traffic Tech Tip. The really nice thing about lock-ons is that they don't slip and they're super easy to install. That being said, if you've never done it before, it can be a challenge, and there's some things you'll want to know before you take it on. The first thing that you need to do is remove your old grip, which you can see I've already done here. If you have stock grips, or if you've already done your grips before and they're glued, the easiest way to remove glued grips is to try and get an air compressor gun up in here under the seam where the grip will be. Once you get in here, just blast it with air and it should fill up the grip and pop it right off. If it's really jammed on here though, the easiest thing that I found you can do is take a utility knife, so a knife with a razor similar to this, and just go ahead and score across the top of the grip several times. And then cut down through. Grips have a really tough ring right here and then a really tough bar end usually. So you're going to want to make sure that you are really careful in these areas. You don't even need to cut the bar end. You mostly need to focus on this rubber ring here. So if you're having trouble cutting through this, my best suggestion is to take like a heat gun or possibly a blowtorch or something and just heat up the edge of this blade here. Be careful not to heat it up too much though. And then just gently work your way through it. And once you've cut through there and you've made incision all the way through across the top, you can actually peel that off. If you have safety wired grips, easiest thing to do is just take like a set of wire cutters and chop all of your wires. And if you have stock grips, depending on the brand and the quad, you might have a bar end over here. That's going to be a 10mm bolt, super easy to remove. Just pull that off and throw it away. You won't want that anymore. The next thing you're going to want is obviously this little razor, which I have here. And you're going to take something like carb cleaner. You can take carb cleaner, brake clean, anything that's a really strong cleaner and something that's going to evaporate off quickly. If you have safety wire, just go ahead and skip this step here. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that, just hit it really quickly, and it'll start going to work right away. And then I'm going to just take this razor and very lightly just go ahead and scrape all of this glue, because you want to get a clean surface here. Okay, so all your glue is now off. The surface is a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. You don't have to do a perfect job. It's not a perfectionistic thing. You just want to get all the big glumps off there. And make sure it's nice and smooth, easy to put the new grip on. And then once you've done that, just go ahead and make sure, in order to get all the leftover little bits and pieces off there, hit it one more time with your carb cleaner or your brake cleaner, what have you. So from there, I know with my grips and possibly yours, when you grab your grip here and you slide it on, you'll see there's still about ½ inch here. These grips do take up a little more room than your previous grips, so you're going to have to make room for them. Obviously, necessary tool for most any manufacturer is an 8mm socket. Important thing you want to keep in mind when you're moving stuff around, if you can, try not to unscrew things all the way. It'll make the reinstallation process a lot easier if you can only loosen things without actually taking them all the way out. And before I secure anything back down, I want to just go ahead and check and make sure that my grip now has enough room. And now I'm going to go ahead, move the clutch out of the way, and start reinstalling things here. Okay, so I have everything reinstalled now. I have enough room for my grip, and the only thing that I want to add here is that you want to make sure that when you go to reinstall anything, don't tighten everything all the way, because you want to probably adjust this stuff a little bit when you're able to actually sit on the quad. So just leave it a little bit loose, that way I can kind of wiggle my clutch up and down, I can wiggle this up and down, and get everything right into place where I want it to be. You can go ahead and tighten it up, it just means that you have to loosen it later if you're not happy with the positioning of things. Now we're going to move to my workbench so I can show you how to prepare the grip for installation. When you order these grips, they're going to come with this bag here, and that's going to have your 2 Allen bolts, your 2 set screws, and these 2 flexible pieces of metal, which I'll pull out and show you. It's also going to come with these installation instructions, which are super handy about the Streamlines. The OD grips do not come with these. So this will show you how to put the grip together, and it's very basic. It doesn't come with any step-by-step, but it at least gives you an idea of what you're trying to do. It'll also include this Allen head wrench. So your grip is going to come with this ring already installed. You can take this off if you want, and you can see here that this is a one-way thing. You can't put this on wrong. There's a little groove here on the bottom, and that matches with this little groove here on the top. So you're going to slide those together, and that's on. If you're doing OD grips, there's going to be two little things sticking out here, kind of like this, but they're on each side. And then there's going to be some indentations on the inside of the lock ring. So you're going to slide one end on like this, and then the other end's going to be sticking out here. And the best way that I've found, because there's no instructions on how to do it, is to go ahead and take that and just press it down against like a bench of some kind, and that is going to it's going to pop that on. It does take a bit of force, but you won't break it. Then you have your end cap, which is completely different from the OD system. Unlike this, where just an Allen screw holds that together, this has the set screw, which goes in the bottom, and the metal piece, which puts pressure on the grip and on the handlebar and tightens that down. And it comes with a solid end cap, where the OD comes with a locking ring and then an insert end cap. What I'm going to do is take these guys out here, and I'm just going to get everything ready to install on the grip. I find it easier when you can hold the grip and move it around to get things set up. So I'm going to take that, just make sure this is in place, and I'm going to do the first couple of threads here. I'm not going to get it tight by any means, because I don't want it tight. I just want this already threaded. It makes it a lot easier when you go to install it. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to pull out my set screw, which has already got some Loctite on it, courtesy of Streamline. And I'm just going to thread this on with my fingers, because this is really easy to cross thread. And you want to make sure that the Allen side is facing down so that you can actually tighten this thing down when you get on the grip. I want to make sure that it's screwed in just enough so that it's barely below flush with the inside of the locking end cap here. And that'll allow me to just slide the metal piece in super easy. Again, it's not tight. I just want to make sure that it's in place. Then I'm going to take that and line up again this groove with this little piece here, and I'm going to slide it together. And that's it. Your grip is now ready to install. Okay, so now we move to what I find to be the easiest part of this. You're just going to go ahead and take your grip, slide it on, and make sure that your, if you have the half waffles, make sure that you get that right where you want it. I'm going to take my wrench, find where the screw is. So again, handy that it comes with this wrench. Really nice little tool. Just going to go ahead, get that on tight. It's really important that you have this all the way on. You have it flush with the end of your handlebar. If you don't, it's not going to go on right. There we go. Go ahead, start turning that set screw as soon as you can get on it. When you get this thing tight, it's going to go from turning to just, it basically stops. And that's where you want it. And go back here, retighten this guy. And even if you didn't have this thing loose to begin with, it's always good to make sure that things are tightened down. So now your grip is on, and you're ready to ride. You don't have to wait for it to set, you don't have to wait for anything. If you want more information, leave a comment on this video or visit pittraffic.com for all of your tech tips and race info. I'm Austin Rohr, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Pittraffic.com has everything you need and more, from race reviews to event info, interviews, product tests, tech tips, and a vast archive of info, including riders such as Bo Barron, Colt Brinkerhoff, and the legendary B-Mart. That's pittraffic.com.